Hey guys, so before we get into the normal stuff, I want to mention the ranked stuff, and the big thing here, if you don't play ranked and you don't get into that normally, get into it this time for 3 games, maybe even 1. Maybe you can get it off of 1, but they are just giving out the dowas custom. Go get it. Go get in there, get it. All you got to do is just place in your bracket, period. Top 20. Funny thing would be is if you just have to entry into it and then you just get it. That would be funny if you literally scored 0. But I would say at least play a game, probably to be safe, play at least 3 games. And then you just get the dowas custom. Go in there, have fun, do whatever. You know, you don't have to come in any place and just see what happens. Try something out. Play a suit you haven't played before. Do whatever. And you can get the dowas custom. There you go. Yeah, highly suggest it. It's a pretty cool suit. Definitely a pretty solid suit. Get in there, get it. It's, yeah, I'm definitely want it. So I'll be getting it. But anyway, that is the main thing. The rest of the rewards, we won't cover it because it's all the same from the previous time that we covered it. So there you go. Rewards still the same, but they're just giving everybody the dowas custom because of the ranked bug last time where they had to cancel it last week. Whenever. Time flies. I already forgot what day it is. Okay, moving on though. We have the ranked match stuff. We'll go ahead and go through this. The main point here that I want to cover is this 3-game battles of that day and the daily obtainable RP. But anyway, the every other translation has said session. I will hopefully have something right here in a second because, you know, by the time I get this uploaded and knowing that I've got to leave here this morning, yeah, if I get back later, then I will play another ranked game in day 2 and see what happens if you keep the 3 scores and it literally is the top 3 of the session. So hopefully we have some proof of that. Now, hey guys, quick segment real quick. So I just wanted to show that the scores now are your top 3 for the entire event like we thought. The weird part was the English translation there. But anyway, as far as what the JP translation with Google Translate seemed to be what we thought it was. Anyway, I will go ahead and show that I've played 2 games. And yeah, I was trying to get a better score. But since those 3 scores there were all being in first place, kind of hard to actually top that. I mean, maybe the 900 if I got a good second place and got some top scores. But anyway, that's beside the point. Let's go ahead and show, though, where those are the top 3 acquired. Normally, when you start the next day, you would have to rescore and they would add up. And here you can see that I've done 2 games and there it is, 8 out of 10. This is now day 2. So anyway, figured I'd go ahead and record that. So yeah. Back to the Magnum from the past. Okay, so if there's some proof of that, then we just have something where that has been recorded and boom, there we go. We got it. And yeah, hopefully it is literally your top 3 because as far as the newsletters where we all kind of interpreted it on the podcast and stuff and talked about it and even on the previous one. Also check that one out if you haven't. We had a guest on Aqua Vengeance. Shout out there. But anyway, yeah. Hopefully it's the session period, so that'll be pretty cool to, like, really, I mean, if people can't play the 3 days, that's why they did it, and I think that's great, because now they could extend it to 5 days, and if they did some other game mode, they could maybe up the amount of top scores. Now, I will say, as far as the game mode that we're currently doing with Brawl, 3 I think is fair because out of 30 it's really dependent on getting a high score, doing really well in the game. Really is what kind of game is the people that you're playing with playing. If they're going ham and they're all dying and the score is getting racked up and then boom, you get some kills and you get that first place right at the end too and everything lines up, you get that big fat score. But if you don't and everybody's running away when they get first place, like I had this one where there was like 3 high gogs, which I've got first place, and it's out of the few games I played this morning, I got 900 for my total score for getting first place. Now the thing is, I didn't really score that many top score things. I think I only got like 2 or 3, but the top overall score was like 1,000 something. Like, what? It was ridiculous. Like, barely any score at all was done that game. So even though I did get first place, there was hardly any fighting going on, so the total like score that you could get was insanely low. But anyway, hopefully that one's replaced by the time if I actually get that day 2 little segment to show that, you know, it covers all 3 days. But the point is, if that was just for these 3 days and that was one of my top scores, then I'd be stuck with that, and then the next day would add on to it. The thing is, they wanted to get rid of that, and that's kind of what they explained it. So assuming that is the case, that is awesome. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do next with it, if they're going to choose a different game mode and maybe upping the amount. But for Brawl, with how much it depends on how like ham everybody's going, I do like just the 3 scores for now. But if they did something like basic or anything else, I would like to see maybe a 4th day, maybe a 5th day even, and doing like top 5 scores or something would be pretty cool. But anyway, moving on though, let's go ahead and jump into the main stuff, the usual stuff here. The new week, new mobile suit. We have the Zee Zulu. It's an aqua suit. This is pretty cool. We actually talked about it again. Shout out to the podcast. We actually talked about seeing a higher cost aqua suit, and this is a raid. So we finally got actually I think we've already got one that's close to this call. Do we have a 550? I can't remember if the Zagak E goes to 550. Either way though, Zee Zulu, kind of scary. We'll go ahead and take a look here. It does have, I think it's 2 different melee weapons. Its build up stagger from its beam rifle there seems pretty solid. It does have that burst there, which is really nice. That was its down swings. It does have a charge up focus, which is only 2 seconds, and that's a stun. So you can do either the build up stagger or an insta stun, 2 seconds focus stun, I should say. And the kind of odd thing is instead of having maneuver armor, it only has maneuver armor when you have a melee weapon out. Now, that is a pretty big negative as far as like just getting around normally, or when you're charging and trying to run and retreat, but that just means pull out a melee weapon and then retreat, right? Like, that's all it is. So when you are going to try to stun a support or come up on somebody, you can pull out your rifle and shoot them that way, and just know you don't have any kind of stun prevention when you're trying to shoot. But when you're meleeing, you've got stun prevention. So that's really awesome that just having your melee weapon out is your maneuver armor, which is pretty nice. So it does seem like a pretty big negative, but once you get used to just pulling out your melee weapon as a response, from what I've heard from some raid players so far, it feels nice. So yeah, can recommend this suit. It seems to be pretty solid. Does it really compete though with heavy attacks? Now, I don't think it has one. Its downswing was gross, and if I could find the clip quick enough, I would insert it here probably, but I doubt I can find it because it's somewhere in there, where I got downswung, but I was tackling away because I saw it coming, so I turned and tackled just to try to run because I didn't have enough time to turn toward the target and tackle into them, and because I saw it on the radar. And then I countered by them going through me somehow with their downswing. So that was weird. But be careful about that. I don't know if it was where we were on the water map, the big military port. But yeah. Overall though, it seems to have a ton of damage, but can it compete with something like the Riga Z and any of the heavy attack suits? That's going to be the big question here, especially at 550 cost, and mainly because the Riga Z exists. Overall though, on military port, it definitely has the advantage, and it seemed to do much better when it was in the water than compared to when we had a lot of them on Arctic base. I will say though, the one difference from Arctic base to being in the water is when we did have it on Arctic base, we could actually see their health bars and everything else because the support could feed that information. I think the only water support we have right now that is that high is the Zoc. So unless you have a level 3 Zoc, you can't really give out radar information to anybody, which is a little weird, a little odd. Hopefully we get a support water suit next week that's at this cost. But anyway, as far as the raid goes, good water, 550. We'll have to wait and see if it does stick around for land and, you know, being on, you know, any kind of ground battle, arctic base or anything like that, and can actually compete with the heavy attack suits and, you know, the monster that is the Rigazee. Moving on though, there's the normal suit, cool, and the Zee Zulu, which is, you can also spin, wait, yes, here it is. You can also spin for it this week, and you could possibly get the level 1, which is the cool part about these extra step ups. So there you go for that if you want. Pretty cool there. Or if you want the raid version essentially, then you've got this banner. As far as the, let's see, where was the other banner? Here we go, half off. Go get that half off. Sadly, I got all weapons and not even a good repeat suit. I think I got like, I actually think I got a 3-star, or it was a 3-star weapon or something. Either way, it was a repeat. It was garbage. It felt like crap. But anyway, half off spins, really fun sometimes. My weapon shop is expanding. But no, for real though, go in, get that half off 10 spin. I pretty much recommend getting every half off that comes up because, you know, you do have a good chance of the suit because I believe it is also boosted right here as well. So, you know, you can definitely get it. But also, if she has a good feeling when it's a 2-star, you're not getting the suit. That's a good feeling about not getting the suit. Is pretty much was the meme. But anyway, moving on though to the last bits of the patch notes. Let's see, we have in the ticket shop, the big thing here, the Red Rider level 1 and 2 has been added. Pretty awesome suit. Definitely can recommend getting the level 1. Level 2, there might be better, you know, with other heavy attacks that have been added. But the Red Rider is a monster, especially at level 1. Other than that, can't really recommend anything else in this list. They're pretty much outscaled and power creep at this point. And especially at their higher cost. Moving on though to the DP store, the Hamma level 1 and 2 has been added. And if you didn't see the buffs that they did to the Hamma, it is really awesome. Can recommend trying this out. Your main weapon can actually stun now in one burst, which is huge. It is insane the change that has made to this suit. Other than that though, we have the Bishop and the Psychomo System Zaku. That's the level 3, and the Bishop has level 3 and 4 in there. Hopefully, the level 4, being a 1-star, is actually obtainable. You know, I'm going to actually look this up because this irks me a lot when they do this. Can we get the Bishop, and what cost is that? Maybe, I wonder if I even have it. Is it 550? Is it 400 that it starts at? Or 3? No, it's 350. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be. Yeah, here we go. I do have it. And instant 10 for a 1-star. Really, dude? Okay, well that was worth looking up so I can rage and now knock everything over on my table over here. But yeah, I can't believe it. That is ridiculous. Anyway, by this point the clan ranked will have already happened, so let's go ahead and see what's coming up next week. 300 was this week, and it was in Space Resource Satellite Target Shuffle. Wow. That's actually would have been kind of insane. But 5v5 next week. Early morning again for the next two. 700. Ooh. We getting a big support then? I want a big support then. True getting a... Oh man, that's 550, dude. That makes me want, like... Give me a support, water support here. And then give me a 700 support here. I mean, we already kind of got our big 4-star support, so we're probably going to get a general at that point. But definitely give me an Aqua's 550 support. Yes, please. Let's go. And then maybe a, you know, I'm going to say support anyway because I'm biased. But we're probably getting a general, especially if we get some kind of support here. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about anything in this video. How's ranked been going if you started yesterday? How's it going today? How's it going whenever you're watching this? Or how did it go if you are watching this after the fact? And don't forget to get your dowas custom. Definitely recommend getting that. Pretty cool suit. And what do you think of the new suit if you got it? or did you get the GBO2 Zulu? Because that's a suit that I haven't seen too much, and you know the 8K Zulus are here. So the 8K suits, we've got even more 8K suits. Let's go. But yeah, also, how did Clan Ranked go this morning? Actually, now that I think about it, it could be going on right now. But anyway, but yeah, how did it go? By the time this video comes out, it would have already been done. So how is Clan Ranked? How did that go this Saturday morning? But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Usual stuff in the description below. Twitch, Twitter, Discord, stuff like that. Like, comment, subscribe, that usual spiel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace!